Have you ever wondered why writing your intentions month after month, every new moon, as taught by several spiritual gurus around, you still feel stuck in your manifestations? I remember when I discovered the concept of intention setting during new moons, I was super excited. So I kept writing lists of my intentions month after month, and soon I began to feel a little bit disappointed. I must say, dissatisfied. Although many of those intentions were beginning to come true eventually, but mostly I was left disappointed, or I felt dissatisfied because I wasn't receiving all of my intentions, and my list was only getting longer and longer. After several years of inquiry and practice on the divine feminine nature of the moon, the spiritual laws of manifestation, and the feminine ways of receiving our desires, I discovered a missing link that is not usually taken into account while setting these new moon rituals, which in turn prevents us from fully receiving and manifesting those intentions. And in this video, I am going to share that with you. My name is Jonita D'Souza. I am a feminine lifestylist and the creatress of Exploring Femininity, which is a movement for busy women just like you and me to reconnect with the ancient feminine wisdom that already resides inside of us and create a life that is fulfilling, energizing, as well as pleasurable. In a world that is fast-paced and preaches, in fact rewards the idea of pushing and rushing and being busy, we women have done a very good job in adjusting. Sadly, what we have lost is our beautiful innate connection to the cyclic nature. No wonder we are a generation of women that are overworked and undersatisfied, more lonely and depressed than we have ever been, and experiencing all sorts of diseases and illnesses that did not even exist a couple of decades ago. The fact is that we women are cyclic in nature, and we are inherently connected with the cycles of the moon from the very first day of our menstruation, which is also why women are called as lunar beings, whereas on the other hand, men are inherently connected to the sun, and therefore they are known as the solar beings. So the cycles of the moon influences the emotions, the mental state, as well as our physical state for women much more than the men. And when we women consciously choose to connect with the cycles of the moon, we cultivate an effortless flow in our day-to-day lives. Most of my women clients come to me with one common issue, that they have no time. They usually ask me how they can create more time or manage their times wisely so that they can spend time in their personal and spiritual development. And my answer has always remained the same. For us busy women of this modern day busy world, it is not about time management but energy management. And when we begin to sync with the rhythms of the moon cycles, then we can identify our peak states as well as low states and manage our energy. For example, the new moon represents the dark state of our emotions. This is the time where our female body naturally feels slow. And the sad part is that we have learned to ignore our body's messages, and we continue to push, to rush, and be busy. New moons are the time when our feminine is naturally feeling highly intuitive and introverted. Therefore, it is one of the best times for us to slow down and connect with our emotions, check in to see what is really required from us to create the life that we want. In short, new moons are the best times for us to rest, reflect, and intend. Now, all that I'm sharing with you right now is not just woo woo, but these are very strong foundations of several ancient teachings and traditions coming up from Egyptians, South American, the Chinese, and in fact, the science of Ayurveda is heavily, highly based on the cycles of the moon. So the new moon window, which is usually a day before the new moon, the day of the new moon, and the day after the new moon, is a potent time where you are naturally in your primal, intuitive, visionary, dreaming energy. So yes, new moon is a beautiful moment of the month where you can create time and space to connect with your feminine wisdom and think about what needs to be reorganized in your life. Think about what heavy emotions are required to be released from you to create space for your new desires, to reflect on what's currently happening, how you can course correct. So you see that universe gives us a beautiful present every single month for us to come to a halt and utilize the universal energies to manifest your desires, should you choose to. And believe me, this way of cyclic living has been life-changing for me and several of my clients. So what's the missing link and the reason why most of the new moon rituals taught around by several spiritual teachers do not work? So here it is, my dear one. Yes, writing intentions every new moon is really good, but that's of no advantage when our daily lifestyle, our daily habits are not in congruence to what we would like to receive, manifest in our lives. Fully receiving your goals, desires, intentions require more than simply writing intentions on new moons. It requires you to be conjuring the feelings of receiving your desires. It requires you to become a vibrational match to your goals, intentions, and desires. It requires you to be taking daily, simple, inspired actions for you to get closer to your goals, desires, and intentions. And sometimes these inspired actions can also mean not taking any actions. This is pretty much basic quantum physics and the universal law of attraction. And what we often do is set some intentions during new moon, do some meditations, and then forget about it for the rest of the lunar cycle. It's like planting the seed during new moon, but then we forget to water it, to nurture it, to tend it for the rest of the month. It's a bit selfish. And then we expect our seed to blossom into flowers. That's not how we can expand our capacity to receive and manifest our desires. Because any intention without a plan is simply a wish. So tell me, share with me in the comments if you resonate with me to whatever I'm sharing right now, because that's what my rituals for new moons were mostly about 7 years ago. Simply writing them. Simply spending time during new moons to do some meditations, burn some sage, candles, essence oil, writing in my journal, and that was pretty much it. But me, being a diligent student of the universal laws of attraction and the mysteries of the feminine, took a plunge to create a practice that was just not about tuning into the feminine cyclic nature of the moon, but also tuning into our masculine energies of direction, support, and focus to create a whole package. And it was then I was manifesting opportunities and ideas to get closer to my desires and synchronicities that would make my day. Now, fast forward few years, I have taught this practice to hundreds of women, and I'm always excited to hear from them how intentional their daily lives have become and how synchronicities usually lead them to manifest their desires. I named this practice Manifest with New Moon Ritual Guide, and it is a 6 steps process that is practical, easy, fun, and it works. It works as long as you be and do the work. For those of you who are interested, can find the link in the description. In this ritual guide, I have also explained how you can work with the various phases of the moon cycle and use that as a roadmap for manifestations in your personal life, in your social life, in your professional life. So my dear one, what I really want to emphasize in this video is that if you are a woman who is in her journey of exploring femininity, if you are a woman who desires to connect with rituals on an everyday basis, if you are a woman who is tired of rushing, pushing, judging, and desires ease, comfort, sensuality, or if you are a woman who is too much in her masculine and have unpleasant experiences with PMS, or if you have dreams and desires and wonders how you can receive and manifest them and secretly wishes for the universe to provide it for you, then please do not simply set new moon intentions, but emphasize on creating the container for manifestation too, and that requires you to be holding the energy of your desires or intentions or goals throughout the lunar cycle in specific ways, because we do require masculine structures to support our feminine pleasures. So my dear one, share with me if you have a new moon ritual and a container that you use to bring your intentions into reality, or if you found this video useful, or if you have any questions for me. I look forward to reading and interacting with you in the comments. Namaste.